Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. In this video, I'm going to look at SIBOS. It is the very end of the first day of 4 at which all of the banks, 7,000 of them, are gathered in Sydney, Australia for the SWIFT event called SIBOS. And as you can see, I'm on tweet247.net. If you're not familiar with this tool, it might be useful for you in the future. It's a place that you can put in your hashtag and it will aggregate all those top tweets for you in the form of like a timeline. So this is hashtag SIBOS, and you can see about 8 hours ago, the Ripple group who are in Sydney, they had a lot of fun hosting customers on the eve of SIBOS in beautiful Sydney. And they say swing by our booth, number 149 at the event. So I was looking at all of the tweets and I happened to come across one in particular that kind of set Twitter on fire today. It was this one by Marcus Treacher. So about 6 hours ago, SWIFT at SIBOS today. Quote, the benefits of DLT are promising, but delivering it is still years away. End quote. There are over 100 financial institutions with access to instant payments across 40 countries and 6 continents. Who would say otherwise? So obviously there's not a lot of warm and fuzzy between Ripple and SWIFT. And according to SWIFT, they state it's promising, but they don't see delivering it for years in the future. So still, they have their feet stuck in the mud and looks like they are not going to announce a partnership. Soon after that tweet, we saw this headline, XRP investor sentiment rallies as Ripple squashes SWIFT partnership rumors at SIBOS. Yeah, there's nothing like a good rally cry from the XRP community. So many were led to believe that there was going to be a potential partnership on the horizon. And it looks, though, a little bit different now. So the attitude of Ripple towards SWIFT has been demonstrated many times in the past, with multiple executives making it clear that they wish to take over the incumbents and not partner with them. So there you have it. So SWIFT is really puts on a major event. More than 7,000 banks go to SIBOS. And in addition, there are about 70 fintechs, big names like Microsoft, IBM, Google. And within those 7,000 banks, 100 of them are like the largest banks in the world. So this was an article as I was trying to find some content to cover that was quite interesting. It says here, interestingly, a startup of blockchain that could be detrimental to SWIFT, Ripple, has been placed as close as possible to the rear exit of the room. And I thought, no, really? I went to the SIBOS floor plan, and there we have it, space 149, about as far back into the corner as you can get. So, don't worry, Ripple. There's Money 2020 in Las Vegas. And I can tell you from the preliminary research I have done, this is going to be a much more interesting event for you. SWIFT is putting together a lot of content for people to watch on SIBOS TV. It's overwhelming. I went through about 5 hours of it today. There is Brett King, who's a futurist. There's Jane Franklin, who's a cybersecurity expert. There's Nigel Dobson from ANZ. He talks about platform payment systems. There is Sam Matthew from Standard Chartered. He talks about the actual digitization of physical documents. Umar Farouk from JP Morgan talks about big data, AI, blockchain. Luc Morant, who is the Chief Marketing Officer at Swift, he does speak to the key developments of faster payments, more transparency, more AI. He does recognize that there is niche fintechs coming into the space and talks a little bit about regulation. It's just, the pain points that he highlights, he says, is being addressed by GPI, and that according to him, it's a fantastic success. 1 million payments are done every day, which equal $1 billion US daily. So he also is bragging that the payments are being done, 50% of them are being done in 30 minutes or less. And being done, he means being credited. So he sees that there's going to be a broader adoption, and he hopes that it'll fully be adopted by 2020, and that the additional services through the GPI will just continue to provide more transparency and pre-validation. He talks about some real-time cross-border tests that were done. He announced that the banks between China, Singapore, Thailand, and Australia were very successful. So I think they are moving forward on their path, and Ripple will continue to move forward on their path, which does provide many benefits over the SWIFT system. So, okay, let's get down to, well, actually, before I get down to the big announcement of the day, I just wanted to say that this was an interesting interview by JP Morgan's Emma Loftus. She's in the Blockchain Global Payments project, which is called IIN. But she obviously said something 2 different times that was not supposed to be public, because there are 2 edits in her video where the interview goes silent. And strangely, a generic SIBOS logo comes up, and then some time passes, and then it continues again. So whatever she said, it was in reference to the global payments topic, but she didn't want that to be public, and they just did some interesting edit. I think that edit takes place 2 different areas, in the 17-minute mark and the 19-minute mark. Anyway, if you're interested in seeing that and trying to figure out what it was she was saying, feel free. Okay, so here is what I think is the biggest announcement of the day. Swift to use Microsoft's Azure for payment transfers. And basically, this is been announced that Microsoft and Swift will have an official partnership. And Azure is offering, this offering takes the Swift network to the cloud, which is said to improve speed and security. So it is explained in a blog that the proof of concept works by Microsoft Treasury sending a wire instruction through SAP on Azure, and then gets validated using machine learning algorithms. So once validated for authenticity, the wires are then sent to Swift via Microsoft's Swift installation on the cloud, and Swift validates the wire instructions and sends it off to the appropriate bank. Once the bank completes the wire instruction, it sends the confirmation over to Microsoft. So I do believe that in all of the announcements that we heard today, this is the biggest one. You know, there's 250 sessions at SIBOS. So there is going to be just a ton of information still coming out. And this was kind of a funny announcement by the ANZ CEO. He says robots can't replace bankers. So this was his big talk at SIBOS today. He firmly believes that no robot can replace a true relationship with a banker. Well, Mr. Elliott, I beg to differ. This is Pepper, and Pepper is a robot. He or she is actually built in Paris but owned by SoftBank, which is a Japanese company. And Pepper is working in a bank here in Tokyo. This is Mizuho Bank, and Pepper is talking to a Mizuho Bank client. Pepper does a great job as a bank employee. And if you go to the branch in New York City on Fifth Avenue, you can also find Pepper. Pepper is working by cracking jokes, directing customers to ATMs, and he even, or she even, I don't know if it's a he or a she, gives directions to the local pizza place. So here is the HSBC employees welcoming Pepper to their branch. So Pepper's been there since June of this year. And interestingly enough, the head of innovation of HSBC, his name is Jeremy Balkin, he says that Pepper has interacted more than 10,000 times with customers. And since bringing Pepper onto the staff, the new account openings have increased by 35%. So, Mr. Elliott, I think there is a place for robots, and not only in banking. So here I'm going to go to the fluff story. This is Now. Now is a robot that is in the Japanese schools. It's considered a humanoid robot, and it has already been trialed and deemed successful. 500 will roll out this April. And primarily, the first job that this robot will have is to teach foreign language, starting with third graders. So it's going to go into the schools and teach English. It's been proven successful. And when you compare how much this robot costs, which is 1.4 million yen, which is about 12,000 US dollars, you can't hire a teacher for 12,000 US dollars. So it's very cost effective. And I think the kids really enjoy the robot. So let's just take a look at some of the specs. Here you can see that there is a voice that can be used. It also will show emotions through the eyes. It's embedded with a CPU that has Wi-Fi located here. And the battery is located here on the side. It has 25 degrees of freedom in the hip joint. There is a digital camera located at the forehead. It also has voice recognition. The head is swappable, and it has prehensive hands, so it has the ability to hold things. It runs on Linux operating system and is about 23 inches high. So I think, I think that's the end of that. I think that using robots is going to really be advantageous for many situations. Okay, everybody, look forward to covering the Money 2020 in Las Vegas. I think there is, from what I can tell and what I've researched so far, there's 9 stages and 90 plus hours. There's, it's just, I think this is going to be the event that we're going to very much enjoy. Okay, take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.